What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, my name is Val and welcome to my channel. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. So it feels like I haven't done a sit down talk in a while. So I feel like this is needed. Okay. So this message is for anybody who may be going through a Job season right now. And I truly feel like most believers go through at least one Job season in their walk, right? And usually the Job season is God's way of getting your attention and testing your faith, right? So when I went through my Job season, this was years ago, right? I lost everything. I lost the things that I cared about, right? And that was God's way of getting my attention, having me to be still and pretty much surrender to Him, right? When I went through my Job season, I lost my friends. I got out of a relationship. I lost my car, job. So everything that I was used to was gone within a blink of an eye, right? And that just goes to show you how fast you can lose things, right? You can have things one day and the next day they're gone. They're gone, right? But that was God's way of getting my attention. And at that time, I didn't know that, right? At that time, if you lose the things that you're used to, of course, you're human, you're going to be upset, you're going to be angry, right? And I felt helpless. I didn't understand why I was going through the things that I was going through. I didn't understand why I lost everything all at once, right? It wasn't until I started to build my relationship with God where He revealed to me why I had to go through that, right? Why He had to take everything away from me to get my attention, right? And sometimes God works like that, right? If you're living like a fast life, or you're just living life and everything just seems so fast, you're going to work, you're coming home, you're going out with friends, you're in a relationship, you're just repeating the same thing over and over, and your life may seem chaotic, and you just never have a moment of silence. You just never have a moment of silence to think about your life, to think about your plans, to think about where you're heading in life, right? Especially in the world. I was in the world. I'm going to work. I'm in a relationship. I'm living a life of fornication. I'm going out with friends, drinking. Like, you're just living life. There's no moment of silence, right? So God had to take those things away from me to get my attention, right? And He did. It worked. It worked 100%. Because now I didn't have any friends. I wasn't in a relationship anymore. I couldn't just jump in my car and go wherever I wanted to go because I didn't have a car anymore. No income coming in. I didn't have a job. So it's like I'm just stuck. I'm stuck. I don't have nowhere to go. Literally nowhere to go. It's like I just felt like I'm just in this box where I have nowhere to run, nowhere to go. It's just me and the Lord. And eventually, I'm like, hey, okay, Lord, you got me. You got my attention now. That was my moment where I had time to think. I had so much time on my hands, I had nothing. So all I had was time. But when you're going through your Job season, and if you know the story of Job, the Bible describes Job as a blameless, righteous man. Job was a holy man. He was also very wealthy, right? And Satan saw that Job was very wealthy. So he went to God and said, the only reason why Job, praises you is because he has the wealth. But if you take everything away from him, he's going to curse you. Watch him curse you. So Job was tested. Everything was taken away from him, all his wealth, right? He even went through a skin disease. Like everything that you can think possible that went wrong, went wrong. But what I love about the story of Job is the fact that even though he went through so much, he lost everything. Everything came crumbling down. He never lost his faith. He never lost his faith, never cursed God, continued to worship him, even when he had people in his ear, telling him the wrong things. He had his friends questioning him, like, why are you going through this? Why is God allowing you to go through this? You must have did something wrong. The reason why you're going through so much pain is because you did something wrong. But he didn't. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just being tested, right? He didn't do anything wrong. His own wife told him to curse God, right? And I'm paraphrasing, but she was just pretty much like, this is the God you serve. Oh, this is the God you serve. You're going through all this. You don't have no wealth anymore. You're going through a skin disease. Everything is just going wrong, and you're still serving this God. You might as well curse him because everything is going wrong, right? But Job never lost his faith. When I first read that book, I was still fresh in the faith, and I came across the book of Job. I instantly fell in love with it because I could relate. I could relate to Job so much. So when you think there's nobody in the Bible that you can't relate to, that's not true. You literally can find somebody in the Bible that you can relate to. Or there's not one situation or experience that you've been through where you can't find it in the Bible. That's why I love the Bible. There's literally everything in there. But Job never lost his faith. Never lost his faith. And God saw his heart. And he saw that he still had faith. He didn't curse God, right? And God ended up blessing him with double of what he had, right? So if you're going through your Job season, don't be discouraged and don't panic, right? If you feel like things are crumbling down and maybe you feel like you're just losing everything all at once, that could be God's way of getting your attention or testing your faith. Sometimes he works like that. God works in mysterious ways, right? Sometimes he does have to take things away from you to get your attention. Maybe your life is chaotic. Maybe you're just not spending enough time with him. Maybe he is speaking to you, and because you're so busy, you can't hear his voice. If you're going through your Job season and you start to see that, slowly but surely you're losing friends, maybe you're losing family members, maybe certain things are being taken away from you, maybe some people are distancing themselves from you, right? Don't panic. Don't feel discouraged. A lot of those things are happening for a reason, right? It could be, God wanting to elevate you spiritually, and he knows that certain people can be in your life where he's trying to take you, right? So don't be alarmed when certain things start happening and some people just start drifting away out of your life. That usually happens when you're starting to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Things will change. You'll even have people whispering in your ear. You'll have Satan telling you negative things, putting negative thoughts in your mind. And sometimes you may have your own thoughts where now, because you're going through something, now you feel like God doesn't love you, right? Now you feel like you want to curse God. Now you're losing faith. But remember Job, right? Remember that he did not lose faith. He had his friends and his wife whispering in his ear, right? So you may have people who may question your faith, right? They may encourage you to lose faith, similar to what Job went through, right? The things that a lot of people in the world like to say. They usually say things like, why would a loving God allow you to go through that? I would never want to serve a God like that. Why are you going through this? Why are you going through trials and tribulations? Right? Because a lot of people, they don't understand. A lot of people think that just because you serve God, that everything is going to be just peaches and cream all the time. Don't let what people have to say discourage you, right? And also, use this as a way to see where you are in your faith as well, right? Because sometimes we only go to God when things are good. Our faith is, strong when things are going well. But the minute one little thing goes wrong, now we don't have faith. Now you don't want to pray anymore. Now you don't want to worship anymore. Right? And it happens. It happens. And I'm not saying you can't have emotions. I'm not saying you can't have moments where, you're sad. But don't let the anger and the frustration consume you, because that can grow, right? That anger can grow into something big, and now you're just opening a door and allowing Satan to come in and just slip some thoughts in your mind that are just straight up evil, right? Now here comes depression. Now you want to curse God. Now you're mad. Now you're starting to denounce your faith, right? Even Job, he even questioned the day that he was born, right? Now you're having suicidal thoughts because so much things are going wrong. Don't allow the anger, the frustration, the sadness to consume you. Yes, you're human. Yes, you're going to feel emotions. So instead of just pondering on those negative thoughts, use those moments and that energy to pray even harder. Use that as ammo. Okay, if you're going through something, maybe you don't understand why God is making you go through that. Maybe, you're sad because certain people are drifting away out of your life, and your things are just changing and you're just not used to it. You can still pray about it, right? Don't just pray when things are going good. When you don't know, when you don't fully understand, you can still pray about it, right? You can still ask the Most High to give you strength, even if you don't fully understand what He's doing. Even when your faith is being tested, still worship, still pray, still fast, right? Think of Job. Job never lost his faith, not once. So I hope this video was helpful. If you're going through your Job season, do not feel discouraged. Continue to push through, even if you don't understand what God is doing in your life, even if you feel like things are just crumbling down. Continue to have faith, continue to push through, continue to put your trust and faith in Him. He is not going to forget you. And you will see why you had to go through everything that you went through, and everything will start to make sense. And you will even praise and pray even 10 times harder, and you will thank Him even more, because everything will make sense, right? Even though it don't make sense now. When I didn't understand why I was going through that Job season, I was frustrated too. I was angry too. But it wasn't until years later where the Most High revealed to me why I had to go through that. And everything made sense. I started putting the pieces together. I'm like, oh, that's why that happened. That's why I had to lose the car. That's why I had to lose the friends. That's why I'm not in that relationship. So everything will make sense. All right. Everything will make sense. So I hope this video was helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it useful, and I will see you guys in the next video.